So, hello. It's been a while. Uh, Today I'm gonna try to do this think aloud patching, which I've seen some people do. It's very nerve breaking, but I'm just gonna try it. If it works, it's gonna be online. If it doesn't work, I'll try it again. No, I'll just do it without thinking aloud. But well, that's the search system 3U. I just got the Active Pro. So I've never used it. I'm tempted to use the ring. Further, I don't have any plans. I only know that the ring oscillator, and it needs a carrier. I need to put the sine wave from here. We're just gonna do some typical things, and then we're just gonna look for the twisted things. I'm not sure how to incorporate this, but I'm sure that in a feedback patch it will be useful. And I have here the Aolus seat because I thought it fits in here. That was the reason why it got in here. But I had some great results before when you have a very intense feedback patch that you could just go into the stereo field and make it move in interesting ways, or have two different feedback patches incorporated that they move and they mingle with each other. So we'll see about that. We'll see how it goes. First, we need to have an interesting sound out of the ring. And I also thought, I don't have two oscillators, but there's plenty of oscillators in here. I will use the VCFQ to create an oscillator, which I love, and I'm just gonna send the bandpass into the signal, and then we're just gonna try to listen to the ring modulator without any tricks yet. Just see what happens. This is very low. Sometimes when the gain is completely full, I hear the distortion, like clipping, not distortion. Sorry. Okay, the high frequency is quite annoying, but I love this low frequency in there. So now I'm thinking, what happens if I send another modulation source or just audio rate into the CV for the ring? Let's just try first. Yeah, okay, it's not very interesting. I mean, it does make it rhythmical, and I like the kind of like it. The bipolar out seems more interesting. This gate doesn't do a lot. Only here I hear this low frequency the way I want it. Anyway, we're just gonna do the audio rate thing. Now we have 3 frequencies. There's some rhythm happening, yeah? Very interesting. Okay, so this is okay. What happens now if we start feedbacking the system? So we do have 2 oscillators here. We can start sending signals back and forth. Let's say the triangle into the frequency modulation here. And of course we have the voltage per octave input here. Maybe the ring output into... These very high frequencies are tough, I know. So one thing I could try is to send them into a distortion. See what happens there. That's slightly better, right? There's a lot of sweet spots. Now, of course I can modulate the voltage per octave of the oscillator, but maybe not in a feedback patch, but just a normal envelope through it. You can hear it scanning through all the various possibilities, and that's modulating the frequency of the second oscillator. Maybe it's too drastic. Maybe I can send it to the frequency and set it up a little bit. Nah, that was very cheesy. I wouldn't do that. Maybe another output of the filter, the low output, can help us do something. That's a proper feedback patch. Now you hear there's this point of stability. I'm trying always to find what's between that stability point and the total chaos. This was the most interesting setting for me, because we're getting a lot of results. You hear sometimes there is this tone coming through, which is very sensitive, of course, like any change in the thermal changes here it's gonna change it. If I close it off and on, it's gonna be gone. You have to find it again. But now we have it. Let's see what happens if we send it through this Aloud seeds. I do not remember exactly how it works, but it shouldn't be very difficult. I just need to have all the outputs connected to the mixer. I think 1 and 2 will be, yeah, I think so, like this. A bit left and right band, and then 3 and 4, or maybe 1 and 3 mildly panned, and 2 and 4 completely panned left and right. Let's see what happens. Now it's moving, but what's interesting about this and what I wanted to do is to change the envelope. And this is incredible that this little module has the envelope, and also of course you can choose the shade, but the envelope is an incredible idea to include. And let's see if we change that. We can make it like maybe like that. And let's experiment. With a very slow attack, this is random. It's almost like granular, it just cuts the sound. It adds movement to the sound. Let's see, let's go back to this. Maybe this? Well, now we have something. Not very impressive. But I have a frenzy. Nice and fast. Oh yeah, I wanted to incorporate this side of it where I can send two inputs here and then have that go between them. And we can choose, we have a variety of sources here. We can use some kind of like a variable output from the oscillator, and something from like maybe the high pitch here, and then the output can go to the AOLs, of course, yeah, and then we need something to modulate it. Are we getting more pronounced results? But let's see if we take this out. And then we can use some slow envelope. And we can also modulate this one maybe together with it. Looks like we are overdoing it when I'm adding it. Yeah, doesn't need that. Yeah, so now I'm thinking it would be interesting to just keep this the way it is and use this with another small feedback patch, so not related with what I've done here, so I can have more variety, because this is just more of the same, more also louder and more pronounced, obviously, but I like the other, although it's more subtle. I like it because he has more variety, more sounds in it. So let's see, what is another? I remember something about sending noise into the encom. I'm not sure how exactly, but there was something happening if I would do that. And I will close all this so I can just hear what's happening with encom. Yeah, it's very simple. Just send noise into it and then try to find a good setting. Yeah, and you can use that as a modulation source for something else. Maybe this filter. There is a way to feedback this filter as well, but I can also send it one of these inputs and try to modulate it. Let's just try it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So instead of hearing this, we're gonna use this, the frequency, and let's try to hear this filter. bandpass maybe first. Maybe low. Oh, that was loud. Nah. No. What happens if I send this? Yeah, okay. I mean, you just feedback it, right? I mean, you just send the bandpass into the input. See what happens. Or maybe I need to modulate the Q. The Q, we can't modulate the Q. There was a way. I remember there was a way. I don't hear anything. What happens if I send now the... It's all an experiment. There's nothing given here. No. No, this doesn't help at all. Okay, next idea is to send it into the wave shaper, just this sound. See what happens, and the output. Yeah, we'll just listen to the output. Yes. Yeah, it's good. And now boring. Not that boring. I like this. This is interesting. Yeah, sometimes I have to move fast. I had this from the previous patch, just some feedback in two frequencies. And see what happens with the filter. Yeah, of course I would like to send this into this input and this in this input. Whew, this is getting complex now. I have to keep track of what's happening. Oh yeah, I need to connect this obviously. Oh wait. It's difficult now, but let's see. It's always yeah. We're just hearing the drone from the resonant equalizer. It's way too loud to be compared with the volume that the Encom has. Yeah. I made the outputs of the mixer, the inputs of the mixer even more harsh. How do you call that? Like band completely left and right, so you can hear a little bit more what's happening with this. But I like the result, to be honest. I get this kind of psychedelic frequency mixed with that chaotic noise. In a kind of a random way. I like it. I think something can happen with this patch. It's also becoming quite complex. I usually stop somewhere here, or this is already too much. I usually can get something interesting and wild going on with less on this. But yeah, the Olus and the CV Pro gives you that possibility to use even more inputs, and then you can just connect the 4 outputs into the mixer here on the modular. I'm gonna stop now because it's getting really long, but this is a good patch to start over next time I have time. I hope it's interesting and useful for people. It was definitely for me. Yeah, I mean, you need to have some kind of an idea to start, obviously. Like I wanted to try the ring, and I wanted to incorporate the CV Pro, the Active Pro, CV Pro also, and we got a result. I usually also just stop and take a break and come back to it and listen to it again, because right now you can never really judge in such complex and weird results. You cannot really judge if this is interesting enough. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.